And then immediately after that, Luke says, "Don't worry, stick with Chewie. I've taken care of everything." Like what? You took care of what? You've taken care of everything. How? You knew this was all part of the plan to make Leia a sex slave, get fucking executed by Sarlacc pit, and fucking R2-D2 would be serving drinks. All right, to kick this off, we got to do a little bit of Star Wars magic here.
Traveling through hyperspace like ducks and crops, boy.
The structure of this stream is we are exploring Return of the Jedi's, Han Solo's escape there in the background. And the things that we will be looking at specifically is each character's role in that rescue. We are going to try to figure out the overall plan, like what the fuck was Luke's plan, figure out where it went wrong, how many other places it could have went wrong, which is fucking so many, what the easiest plan would have been, and where it made absolutely no sense of all, which I've got a problem with the whole sequence, not just his plan, so we'll just kind of explore each element of those. Let's go through the first step here, which is identifying the character roles. And so the very first shot that we get introduced to is C-3PO and R2-D2 as they're coming across like the sandy plains, and there's the mountains and Jabba's palace there. What would you say, Taco, that R2-D2's role in the overall plan is? I'm picking on you. You haven't really seen the movie probably in a little while. I should probably ask Isaiah because he's seen it more recently first.
I'm actually looking at it right now.
Initially, I believe, if memory serves me right, Luke's idea was, I will trade you these 2 droids for Han Solo, right?
Well, I think R2 is like the most essential part of the overall plan because he was the one who had Luke's lightsaber, and basically without Luke having his lightsaber, they were kind of all fucked, I guess.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and so that's why I don't understand, you know, because when they, as I said, I'm watching it now because I have the despecialized editions on my laptop, and it's kind of nonsensical when he just, you know, says, "Oh, hey Jabba, here's R2 and C-3PO. They're my gifts to you."
So this is basically what the conclusion of R2-D2 that I have drawn is. R2-D2 was brought into the plan to infiltrate, basically to get inside, smuggle in the lightsaber, and deliver the message.
Yes.
I believe so.
Which the message was like, you know, from Luke, he wants to bargain for Solo's life, or there would be an unpleasant confrontation, and he's going to gift these droids as a token of goodwill.
Yeah.
And of course, at the end, he gets on top of the skiff and shoots off the lightsaber there. I'm assuming that, like, he was there to deliver the lightsaber if the negotiations went wrong, right?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
That's not like a far leap. But he was nowhere to be seen when thus negotiations went wrong. So I think that's part of the plan that went wrong, I would say.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to say because we don't even know exactly what the plan was.
Well, that's what we're here to do, Isaiah.
Yeah,
we are gonna figure it out.
We're gonna try to. Well, how are we gonna like just take a bunch of nonsensical pieces and
the negotiator? Alright, well, here's something that could have also went wrong, if that even is something that did go wrong. But what if when they showed up to deliver this message, they just didn't let him in? Or if they let him in, and when they said we bring a message and a gift, they scanned him for the gift, or ripped him apart piece by piece to find the gift, and then found a lightsaber, and then that plan would have went to shit real quick.
That's one of my issues with it too, because if you're getting these droids and you're going to be putting them to work, I imagine you would be scanning them, making sure you understand what these droids are. I mean, they're just some random ass gifts from some dude you don't know, and it's like, I mean, sure, maybe they wouldn't have, but it's kind of risky to just.
It could have been a
make
bomb.
their plan. Yeah,
They
exactly.
could have just brought in a bomb. Like, yeah, it's a gift for Jabba. Make sure you bring it right up to him.
Jabba is a viral gangster, as they say, and he has a lot of enemies, and he just gets these 2 random-ass droids that could have anything in them, and instead of scanning them, making sure that they're cool, which obviously would have resulted in finding the lightsaber, which would have made things not good at all.
Much more difficult.
Yeah, they're just like, all right, here you are, you're good to go, you know?
Yep. Or as Red put it, could have came in and Allah Akbar'd everybody. That's a Star Wars character, right?
Well, Akbar definitely is.
And I'm just gonna leave that part there for now. As far as C-3PO goes, it's really weird, his character role. Like during the actual every scene he's in, he acts totally clueless to what is happening.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of it, he said like, this plan better work or Lando and Chewbacca will never escape this nasty place. And it's just like,
It's weird.
so he knows something. He's not totally clueless, but
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest, since most of this sequence he's just confused about shit, I completely forgot about him even like acknowledging there being a plan at the beginning.
I mean, that's probably just there to set the stakes, you know? Like, if Lando and Chewie don't escape, they'll be there forever, which I'm not real sure about that.
Yeah.
His overall role in the plan was to speak to the doorman or the door droid that comes out and talks to get inside. He's the one that says that they have a message and a gift to Bib Fortuna. And I don't know if this is coincidence or if this was fed information to Luke from Lando. We find out that Jabba is without a translator, and at first I was thinking like, yeah, maybe Lando fed that information to Luke at just the right time for C-3PO to come knocking on the door. That would make sense. But then I thought, but how does that even... That has fuck all to do with anything in the plan. Like, C-3PO doesn't even do anything.
I guess at that point they're just looking for an in, you know?
Yeah, but C-3PO is useless the entire time. Like, there's no benefit to having him there other than that's when they can negotiate with Jabba, I guess.
Jabba not have a designated translator.
He did, but he destroyed it because it was a medical droid. Remember Isaiah?
Oh, that's intelligent. I have a translator that's also really good at being a doctor.
Jake is a bit low.
Is this better? Can you hear my sexy voice better now?
Yeah, that's probably better. I'm gonna turn the music down and you up a little bit more. So, and at that point, once they are inside, they are immediately taking them for processing, right?
Yeah.
That is when we find out that they're mutilating droids, so the stakes are kind of high there. I won't claim to know everything about an astromech droid, but I don't think serving drinks is the best position for that droid.
It's not at all.
No,
as far as I know, they're good at speaking to computers, right?
Yeah.
They talk to the evaporators and the Falcon and the Imperial database. You know what I mean? They talk to the mainframe. You know what I mean? like that. And they co-pilot ships. Like they're good at like basically having like an AI on board.
Yeah.
On
Very
board your ship.
useful companions to have, but not to serve you drinks.
Yeah, I don't know what the logic was there. Just George is like, what do we do with him? How does he get on top of that skiff?
Well, it could have just been like, yo, we don't really need an astromech droid, but we got plenty of people who like drinks. No.
More hands make less work, I suppose.
This is when it really starts to fall apart because Leia comes in next, right?
Oh yeah, disguised as that one bounty hunter. She's disguised as a bounty hunter, right?
Yeah.
And then she brings in Chewbacca.
Just when they want to rescue Han Solo, in order to do that, they have to incarcerate Chewie first.
Yeah.
And then rescue
that.
2 people in seemingly 2 different locations.
Yeah.
So you got Han and Carbonite and now Chewie in prison, which I'm not even, I mean, do I even have to point out the other possibilities that could have happened to Chewie by turning him over to Jabba?
Jabba could have sold him off as a slave, could have executed him for being associated.
You could have put him right in the rancor pit. Like, yeah, we don't need you anymore because Solo is no use to us. You're not smuggling for us anymore.
You're just his friend. We don't really care about you. So I'm gonna watch you die. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That just seems like, okay, we're gonna trade Han for Chewie. Now we got it. Okay, now we're gonna trade Han for Chewie again. And if we keep doing this, maybe Jabba will just give up and give us both of them.
So the brilliant plan is to, and this is where it really starts to lose me. Is they bring in Chewie to incarcerate him, but first they gotta drive a hard bargain of fucking over Jabba for twice the bounty or get blown up. So they come in with this intimidation tactic, which works. And Jabba says, you know, fine, you're my kind of scum, and he laughs it off because he's around all of his fucking buddies. I'm assuming,
Yeah.
right? He doesn't want to look like, you know, he just got punked out. He's like, you're one of us, you know, fine.
I mean, shoot, even Boba Fett gave Leia a nod of respect.
Yeah. So then Leia gets Han out of the carbonite conveniently when no one is there.
Yes.
Except later, it's weird because it's shown that people do sleep in that room. So I don't know.
No, even while she's walking through, there are people sleeping.
Really?
Why would this?
It was later after they came out of carbonite that people were sleeping in there because that's when Luke came. Luke came when people were sleeping in there.
So were they guards sleeping in there, or were they just?
No, they're just like the patrons that get.
Yeah, patrons.
Jabba was in there too, sleeping. Like everybody was.
Why would they be allowed in the room with Han Solo that has carbonite? Carbonite Han Solo. Why?
He put him as a display.
It's really weird because I don't know if the plan at this point is to get caught. And then you have Leia, Chewbacca, and Han all like not free, but Han is free of the carbonite, but they're captured, and then Luke rescues 5 people now. Chewbacca, Leia, like, is this part of the plan?
All the greatest prison breaks start with you getting put exactly where you need to break out from, you know?
Yeah, haven't you watched the show Prison Break? Come on.
And then Leia knows about the hibernation sickness, despite Han being the first one ever frozen in it. I was just like, how do you know that? How do you know his eyesight will return shortly?
Maybe Lando kind of put them on.
Do you think Lando got himself frozen in carbonite, then unfrozen just to see what would happen? And that's how.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna test this real quick.
It's possible. It's not shown to us, but it's possible. Oh yeah, and then Leia becomes a sex slave, and so. Okay, well, whatever you want to call it, she becomes his dancer slave. Then.
I can't.
Okay, it's stripper slave.
Her character appeal increases by tenfold.
So I don't know. Was that part of the plan? Also, was that?
I don't think that was.
No.
Was it part of the plan to become a sex slave? I doubt it. I think that's part of the plan that went wrong. If it was part of the plan, it was probably part of the plan to all get incarcerated together. But why would Jabba be like, yeah, you just tried to smuggle each other out? Why would he even try to keep them alive? I'm surprised he didn't feed them all to the rancor right then and there.
See, that's the thing that's really weird about it, because if the whole point was, oh, we need to put Chewbacca, as a prisoner so that we can fucking get Leia in to free Han. It's like, why are you gonna free him in the most obvious way that would get you also incarcerated too? I mean, I'm not really making any sense, and it's because I'm kind of trying to make sense of what happened. It's just completely nonsensical. Like, why are you doing the things that you were doing? It's not useful. It's not helpful in any way, shape, or form. Because imagine, like, let's just say, for example, Leia succeeds at freeing Han. They get away. That means now fucking the droids and Luke's lightsaber is still with Jabba, and Chewbacca's still with Jabba. So you freed Han, which was the objective, but now you have your other friends and your fucking Jedi weapon
like
in the
this-
hands of the enemy.
I mean, Luke could have came in after and bargained for their life, but I don't. It'd be really difficult at that point. Like, yeah, we just smuggled out Han Solo. How about giving us the rest of my family?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, I know we successfully freed a dude that you were trying to have as your fucking trophy on a wall, but some of our friends are still here, and we kind of like them back, please.
It is ridiculous, and this is only partly way through. Luke was trying to make sure his sword was green because it was his favorite color. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but thank you. Let me see. What else could have went wrong with that plan? I think I went over most of these. Let me just double check. Well, Leia could have been killed right then and there for bringing a bomb into negotiations. What then?
Yeah, been like, you know what? You can't threaten me. Blast this bitch. Well, they really.
Yeah, wait, she was probably standing on the fucking Rancor door too. You know, just drop her down.
So,
I don't know. I don't know if she was or not. I could pull up the clip to see.
I'm
be
watching
fun.
it. Let me just check. Unless you want to put it on the thing, because I know.
Yeah, I'll put it on the thing. Why not?
doesn't Luke like kill the Rancor by like throwing a skull at like the door button or whatever?
It's like a rock, I think.
Yeah, he throws a he throws a skull at the button and it crushes. It like comes down on the Rancor.
But why would there be a skull? Like, doesn't the Rancor just eat its prey like a?
All right, here we go.
Like, don't we see the Rancor pick up a dude and like bite his head off and shit?
Maybe it was maybe he took a shit. And
I don't think that's how that works.
It mostly shoots her from the waist up.
Yeah, I'm looking
But
at it
if it's dead, it's really stupid that he didn't just drop her down there. What about Chewbacca? I'll let Jake take this one. What's Chewbacca's role in the plan?
Chewbacca's role in the plan is to just to be trade fodder, and then they have to save him, I guess.
Yeah, basically, I don't have anything on him at all except for he hangs out in jail until he's rescued.
Yeah.
Now, one of the biggest missed opportunities, I think, was Lando, as far as the storytelling side goes, because you have an inside man posed as a guard that could be feeding you all sorts of information on Jabba, like, hey, maybe don't stand on the Rancor pit doors, or
What if that was all part of the plan, huh?
oh yeah, well, his plan was to fight the Rancor and then give up immediately after he defeats it.
What was he gonna do? He didn't have his lightsaber for stupid reasons. Just imagine how that would have gone if Luke kept his lightsaber.
The only thing that Lando does, like he actually does, is he wrestles a gun out of somebody's hand.
I have a question. Why didn't wait, did Luke get searched when he was dropped into the Rancor pit?
No, because
So then why didn't-
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Why didn't he have
we're
his lightsaber on him then? Why was it in R2 then?
Here's
that was
here's
just
the
part
really
of the plan.
here's the really cool thing about Luke is Luke's entrance is a payoff for all the other scenes that came before it, where everybody else had to use either deception or have to be clever or cunning to
he
get
just
to
walks in.
where they got, and all he used was the Force. He used the Force to open the doors, where C-3PO and R2-D2 used deception, or in Leia too. And then he got through the guards by the Force, where the others got through deception or being clever, and then he got through
Luke put more
Fortuna through the
his
Force,
points in
where
just
others got
Blade.
through bribery and things of that. So it was really interesting, and it demonstrated his growth and development as a Jedi, which was well done, I think. It also put a little bit of doubt in his mind whether or not he was using the dark arts or not, because the way he
Choked that
handled
fucker to
himself
death. He choked that motherfucker to death.
I
Yeah.
think he just put them in a sleeper hold, you know.
Yeah, in the books, it's, you know, I'm not using the books to defend the movie, but from what I've read, he like grabbed her mind and twisted it. Just like, I don't know. But that's basically how I read it.
He gave him a seizure.
Made him epileptic, right?
I take offense to that.
The other weird thing about Lando, because the only thing he does is he wrestles a gun out of a guy's hand on the skiff, and he falls down.
Yeah.
And this is why I have a major problem with the whole sequence of events. It has nothing to do with Luke's plan, but before they put Luke into the pit, Luke gives a nod signal to Lando, which Lando reciprocates back, and nobody noticed. And then they proceed to take Luke's handcuffs off before putting him into the Sarlacc pit. And like even just the way that they're killing him with the Sarlacc pit is convoluted as fuck too. What if they would have just killed him right then and there? As soon as Luke killed the Rancor, he gave up immediately, because that's what he does. And then they all come together. Chewie, Han, Luke, and Leia are standing before Jabba. They could have just executed him right then and there with the guys with the axes.
Yeah.
That was like 4 different arguments. I'm sorry, but they all like interconnect. But with Lando, him giving off the signal to Luke and him reciprocating it, like, are you ready? That could have easily been caught, and they'd be like, wait, what are you nodding to him for? Hold on, don't take this guy's cuffs off just yet. Like,
Yeah, it's like, you guys know each other?
yeah, what are you doing?
What's going on here?
And so like the whole cuff thing too makes no sense, because Luke has demonstrated just moments ago that he could force pull a weapon from somebody's hand, and he can implement a mind trick on the weak minded. But why would you remove his handcuffs? Makes no sense. The fact that they didn't execute him
I already told
makes
you,
no
the
sense.
Sarlacc is allergic to handcuffs. Everyone knows that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Sarlacc. Of course. Handcuffs, my one weakness.
Yeah, handcuff allergies,
Oh yeah,
you know?
I totally skipped over one of the main. I wouldn't call it an issue. When Luke comes down, he has a huge payoff of how he gets to Jabba. What does he do when he meets Jabba?
What do you mean, what does he do when he meets Jabba?
So when he gets
threatens
down
him,
there,
right?
he opens up the negotiations with,
threat,
I'm
right?
here to get Han Solo and Chewbacca, which that should immediately raise a flag in Jabba's head. Like, how do you know that Chewie's here? He just got here like a minute ago.
Yeah.
Maybe
It
not
wasn't
a minute
posted on
ago. It could have
Facebook
been.
yet.
It could have been an entire day. For all I
Yeah, we
know.
don't know exactly how long this shit took place.
But even that aside, how does Luke negotiate? He says, I'm here to bargain for Solo's life, or you'll be destroyed. And Jabba just got fucked over with an intimidation tactic from the bounty hunter that brought in Chewie. You think he's gonna just do it again in front of all of his friends?
No, I mean, yeah. And like, why would you go?
He's just gonna
to, like,
keep rolling over? He's a fucking gangster.
Why would you go up to the fucking kingpin of a gang and say, hey, I'll trade you these droids for Chewie and Han or whatever, but if you don't, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah. Not a good plan.
It's not a good plan. I mean, if you were gonna bring in Chewie, you should have just brought him in for the normal price and not tried to intimidate your way through the bargain and then fuck Jabba over with the same hope of doing it again immediately for Chewie, who you just got fucked over for twice the bounty, and Solo, his most prized possession on the wall over there. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
There's only one reason why this works, really, and it's not a very good reason. So.
Because George wanted it that way, right?
Yeah.
Look, you just don't understand George's 4th dimensional 12th level intellect galaxy brain.
Yeah.
I mean,
The only reason why
what-
this works is because Luke got a copy of the script.
Exactly. Like, what contingencies would need to be in place for this plan to work? Tell me. Any of the flaws that we have brought up, what would even need to be in place? Because This is Isaiah's or Shy Train's favorite line.
I used to live here, you know.
Fucking hate that so much. God damn.
I used to live here, you know. I used
You remember when I met you here? Yeah, I used to live here.
And literally the planet that we met on, and you knew I've never been anywhere else aside from this planet.
You know, I used to live here.
tell you that I used to live here. I hate it so much. I'm like, bro, did you even see the movie that you were in?
Yeah, it's. I think they just forgot and they wanted to remind the audience. He's back home.
It's like it's been 6 years since you saw the last one.
And then immediately after that, Luke says, "Don't worry, stick with Chewie."
Taking care of everything.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Like what? You took care of what? You've taken care of everything. How? You knew this was all part of the plan to make Leia a sex slave, get fucking executed by Sarlacc pit, and fucking R2-D2 would be serving drinks.
The movie is basically portraying it as if the entire plan was for them to all be on the skiff above the Sarlacc pit, and that's when they execute everything. That's when they win. But it's like, as you have been saying before, so many things could have gone wrong where you wouldn't have had this opportunity. You wouldn't have had Luke standing on the fucking plank motioning to Lando and fucking R2-D2. Like, how do you know that R2-D2 was just going to be on that shit serving drinks? No,
Yeah, like they could have left him at the palace.
And
I'm taking care of everything.
And it's like, it's kind of not entirely fair to just make up random scenarios, but I think the problem is, since it's such a basic thing, literally any scenario could have fucked it over. What if they send the astromech droid and you know, R2 and C-3PO, right? And then Jabba's like, oh, I don't really need any droids right now, but my best friend on fucking Nar Shaddaa needs these droids. I'm gonna send it to him instead. You know? Bye-bye fucking lightsaber. Fucked. And if you disagree, well then you're just watching movies wrong.
What do you guys think the easiest plan would have been?
I don't.
Instead of this contrived mess.
Honestly, if Lando was undercover, maybe have Lando try and
Just smuggle him out.
Yeah, smuggle him out. Maybe
like you've already got a guy on the inside to smuggle it. Well, you don't need Leia to try to do it.
Yeah.
Or I want to ask you guys this: at that point, was Han general?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, so why not get well, then again, it depends on how stretched the resistance, sorry, not the resistance, but the rebellion was.
They could put together I mean, shoot, I'm gonna be completely honest. I think just give them a few more people, having Lando undercover, because I think having an inside man is always a good thing, right? At least depending on what you're doing. Having Lando as an inside man there, cool, right? And having Luke with his lightsaber and his force, you know, having Leia fighting and just another handful of just a few other people, I guarantee they could have taken it. No, they wouldn't have had to put together like a full invading force, but you know, just a small.
Yeah, that's what I was getting around to, is like, if he's a general, why wouldn't you just use a small force? Like, especially with Luke out at the helm of it, what are they gonna do?